The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Vintage Story.
Okay, so we're going to start the game. I do actually have a plan for today's stream. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be coming over to this building right here. This building I saw when we first came in to this town, and I figured, you know, it was pretty large. It looks like it has a lot of room on the inside. It had a area out here that had a bunch of aged logs of firewood. It's like, you know what? This looks like a good setup for some sort of blacksmithing area. But then when we went inside, now the door was right here. We switched sides of the door. This is like a little cellar room, which every building in this area has. But this also looks like it used to be a tavern of some sort. I don't know why there's leaves in here. There was a little chair, the table, which is 3 blocks wide. I don't know if this is all one piece. It looks like it's 3 pieces. We added a torch in, and when you come up here, I don't remember if it had all 3 beds, or if I placed in more. Every building had this type of bed, straw bed, but it also has this other table, and this kind of looks like a tavern. And then they have a little balcony. And you come out here and you can see the whole farm. I did think about turning this into the farmhouse, but since we have our bees, our chickens, our boars, and in future our our longhorns, I think we shouldn't have this as the farmhouse, and we should keep the one that we're currently using as the farmhouse as that. It's pretty much going to be storage, so we may end up using that, turning into a, instead of a building, a cellar instead. It'll be a large cellar. Hopefully I can do that, and then we can store all of our, to-be processed foods over there. And then this will still remain our blacksmith, as our original plans. We just have to convert this. And the reason why, another reason why I want to keep that as the blacksmith is that it's really close to our windmill. So the amount of fat and resin that we would need to go from wherever our gears are at the bottom to over here is a lot shorter than going like way over there or to one of these 2 buildings. I still am trying to figure out or try to remember what we wanted this last building for. We have our house, we have the farmhouse, the blacksmith. We'll count this as the power creation thing that's connected to our food processing. And then this last one right here, which is somewhat connected into our cave. If we come all the way over here, this should still not be frozen. So this is our entrance into our cave. Now there are multiple entrances, but that's one we use the most to get into our cave underneath the town. I still have yet to raise this up 1 block. I didn't have a lot of time yesterday to do it, so I wasn't able to do that yet. But anyway, this is going to be our what do I want to call this? It's not a quarry, because a quarry you mine the stone, but this is going to be our stone collection storage thing. So all these rubble storage with granite stuff in it, that's going to be inside there as a storage thing. We are going to get into the modded stone collecting system where we can take large chunks of stone and have that as an item you can place down later, and then take little pieces of stones out of it using different tools. Inside our blacksmith, we are going to, of course, have a smelting area from this building over there. And then we're going to have a bunch of extra tools. I think I want to do like 4 of each tool that we use. So like 4 shovels, 4 pickaxes and stuff like that over there. But anyway, that's what we're going to be working on. We're going to be trying to set this up and getting it running. We are going to be going out and hunting later, because I do need to get more fat for the gears and stuff. Before we do that, I'm going to catch up on chat. And we also need to turn this and have regular windows or no windows at all. Because right now we're not considered a room. So let me go somewhere else. Who is that evil persona? I don't know. I wonder who it could be. Hang him over a shark puddle. Welcome in, Einsbod. So the farm owners use the tavern for a pint of water. They probably could. I mean, they're a little far away from it, though. That's the tavern, or what would have been with this mod. Our animals are way over there. This building is identical to our house, so it doesn't look any different. I mean, it even has the ruined stuff up here. Okay, there's another bed. So I'm pretty sure I moved every one of these beds to the tavern area. I don't remember because I haven't gotten to that episode rendered for YouTube. I have no idea. It looks like a castle's courtyard. It does. I think you're talking about this building here. Welcome in, Gino. We were talking about you earlier. We missed you coming in at the beginning of the stream. No pressure. Where is the water in this mug? Alright, first I want to see how much sap is in here. We are getting sap slowly. Another thing I want to do is find where our other spiles are, because we made more than one. I was running errands in the cold. Oh no. That's what we're going to be doing in the stream today. I think I have the spiles in one of these chests. Did I not make more than one? There'd be nothing in these 3 chests. I don't think they're in the vessels of vessels. Highly doubt they're in with the wood. We also need to do some wood cutting. Wait a minute. Okay, this is all of our building blocks. Why is there granite gravel in there? I have a thing for granite. I also want to spend some time, I don't think I'm going to do this on stream, but I want to spend some time going through all of our bony soil. Because we can get some valuable things out of panning. I could have sworn that we made more spiles. Like they come in a set of 4 and we made 4. That's not what I meant to go up there. That's what I meant. Did we leave them? Oh, here they are. I want to know if we put spiles all around the tree, if we can get stuff from every area. Now, I can't put a spile here unless we move the cranberry shrubs. So instead, we're just going to do 2 more buckets. I just want to know if we can get more than one. Now, we do have this hide, which got prepared while I was talking to you guys. I did not play this game at all out of stream, so that did not happen without you guys. We're going to throw it in this barrel and seal it. We're going to have to refill that with strong tannin to catch up with these. We're also going to have to refill this I can grab the water. There we go. And we're gonna have to get this turned into weak tannin. Throw that up there. We need 2 empty buckets. I know there's one in here. That's even more hides, but we're trying to hold off on that. So I'll go like this. I didn't mean to throw that on the ground. That's the 1 bucket. We need 1 more bucket. That's not what I meant to do. Can I pick that up? There we go. You need an empty hand to pick it up. That's going to be for the sap. This needs to go in with the water and seal that up. 24 hours, we can turn it into strong tannin. That is about half the time that we're going to be spending turning these 5 hides into leather. I do want to make more barrels so that we can have 6 barrels of lime water going as well. So we could just have that prepared. But we're not going to do that today. So let's get these put in. I should probably do the barrels first, or the buckets first, I mean. Did I just throw that on the ground? I did. Okay, so let's place down 1 bucket, 2 bucket. That back up there. I don't know if this is going to do anything. I also think it's going to take a while before we even see a single thing of sap in there, because this does take a long time. That's probably why people do large fields of it and not just 1 tree. But we're also not trying to get a lot from that. So I will place this back here with the rest. We now know where they are. This granite gravel is going to go into one of these. So I'm going to take out a stack of stones. Put this in there. Stones back. Put this over there. Okay, so this holds 1 stone, 1 gravel, 1 sand. I thought the gravel would be at a different ratio, but we just took out a stack of stones. We put in 7 gravel, and then we put the rest of the stack of stones back in, and we still had 7 stones left. So it's not like gravel takes out more or less space. So it should be 512 when we add those together. I'm going to do that really quick, because this is something I want to know for future references. What is this? I just got a random email. That had nothing to do with the things I have my emails for, so I don't know. That was weird. 244 plus 268. That is 512. There is a Hoppip in chat. It's a cute little Pokemon. Okay, so first step on what we're going to be doing. Oh, another thing I want to do was make another leather butchering bag. I think I wanted to make 2 more, and I don't remember why we didn't do it. But I think it required smithing. No, it requires the leather. We're waiting on leather before we do that. It does require smithing. There was 2 copper rods and nails, and we didn't do that yet. But it's because we're waiting on the leather. So first I want to know what level this is. This is 105. So that's what we have to dig down to. If that building is at the same height of this, how many ladders do I need? I could do simple math, but if I just come down here, I can count. So 2, 4. 4 is the hole. I need 6 ladders and a trapdoor, because the power area is considered outside. Because I don't know how to put a roof over this where power still works. I don't think the windmill motors or rotors count as a full block, and therefore make it so that a roof would be a room in there. You know what? We're gonna test this out with gravel. With, not gravel, with dirt. We're gonna make a small room around this one motor and see if it actually counts as a room. If I can get up here. What's going on here? Is it the snow? No. Okay. This is gonna be difficult to do. So my guess is that I'm gonna have to make a room around this entire thing, and I don't have enough dirt for that. I thought there's an easy way to do this. We are gonna take that off, this off. We're gonna place them back in a minute. But what I want to know is if I go like this. And then put a block right here. We're not considered in a room because it would be in the bottom left corner next to our character freezing. Is it a size thing? I don't think so. I don't think there's a way to make a room around a motor. And that's the main reason this whole power setup is considered outside even though it's underground. Because this shaft that goes straight down the middle, this is still an open block. This doesn't block like a floor. It doesn't make it a room underneath it. A trap door on top of this ladder would make this a room. I wonder if that's what's going on. Maybe I do need a trap door and this is blocking it. Let's get a trap door. Did I put the stuff back? I did not put the stuff back. I have to go put the stuff back. We're gonna get 2 trap doors, 6 ladders. We're gonna go over to Smithy after I place these back. I have to jump. Put one there, and then this right on that. I almost jumped off the ledge before falling to my death. Because this right here is a room. It is considered a cellar because aged wooden slabs, for some reason, count as stone for game rooms. But this is not a room. And I thought it was because this has a hole going all the way through, but maybe the axles do count as a block? No, because it doesn't. We had to block in this power area. Okay, we're still going to put a trapdoor on top of that ladder, either way. But I need planks and sticks in order to make ladders. That's not what I meant to do. What happened there? Ladder, we need just 2 of those. We need the trap doors, which are probably over here. And I think this time we'll use 2 grated oak trapdoors. So this is going to have an opening on it. As you can see here, we can actually see through it. That shouldn't do anything related to making something a room or not. I think it should still be considered a room. But if I come up here and we throw in a trapdoor at the top of this ladder, I would be surprised if we ended up being in a room. Because that would mean all of our power stuff is a room then. I'm gonna assume this does not make it a room. No, the icon didn't pop up. So yeah, this being an axle is still open to outside, and I have no idea how to make this a room. I don't think you can. But anyway, we're gonna go over to our blacksmith tavern thing. And we still have yet to make a road over here. These shrubs are going to be moved at some point. I'm going to make it look a little bit better vineyard. I've been seeing a lot of people, including Wellbred during our server. They do 2 blocks tall of shrubs instead of doing 2 blocks wide. And I think that does make it look nicer, but at the same time, I did it 2 blocks wide because you can see 2 blocks deep. But then it'd be the same thing if it's 2 blocks high, you'd still be able to see it. I don't know, I think it's going to save more space doing it 2 blocks high instead of wide. So that's what we're going to switch to. And I also want more blueberries and white currants. We have a ton of cranberries because that's the most common thing around here. But what I'm thinking about doing is I want to keep this staircase because I think it'd be cool to have like the hell hammer down here and then regular smithing up here. Or we could do the opposite. I'm not sure. This is probably going to become bigger because I do want it to be incorporated into a charcoal pit. We also want a beehive kiln near here, probably outside, but near here. And also the thing for making steel. So that's going to be stuff that we work towards. So this right here, going to be the ladder and then a trapdoor on top of that. That will make this room a room once we get the windows blocked in. And I need to go down. And then hopefully place in all these ladders. Now I do know we only have to go every other block with the ladders, but I like doing the whole thing. And I don't think 6 ladders was the right height. Was it 105 to get over here? Why do I feel like 105 is not the right height limit here? This looks a lot smaller. Is it 105? It is 105. Huh. Okay. Well, we're going to go into the blacksmith now and dig our way over to that large gear that you guys saw when I looked down the corridor. We should be considered in a cellar as we're in here. It's actually not considered a room at all. Why isn't this considered a room? Don't know. We're gonna ignore that. I do want more space in here, though. And I think I will go to here. We'll make this wherever the gear is. That's the midpoint. So that means the axle would have to come in through this. And we want a hallway to go this way. So we're going to dig out these 2 block wide area. I also want to do a retaining wall for the hill that's going around the windmill. We want to make a little bit more room for firewood storage, just for looks. It's more of an aesthetic thing, having the wood outside, which is why I haven't really refilled it. Anyway, we should be maybe 10 blocks away from breaking through here. I do also want to get into making pelts so that we can make fur coats. Because I was talking to Percuss about it earlier. Oh. Okay. This causes a slight issue being right here. So this is the back of our main power gear. This is the gear that we're using to split that power into different areas. This is the one that's going to our health hammer setup. And that's going to be linked to another one of these gears. So we only need 1 axle to go over there. Alright, how do I have this set up for walking around? can't really walk around that area, and this is no longer a stair to get out. Can't put a stair in here because we won't be able to jump up onto it anyway. We can't get around this axle. So I think I'm going to definitely widen this so we can get out of here. Is that going to cause issues with that one axle? No. Okay, good. This is just so that I can get around this entire area if we need to update it later on. And I don't remember if I went through the whole thought earlier, but I was talking to Percuss about how the winter here seems unforgiving and how we're always freezing. And he made a point that I'm just not using the clothing. This clothing here, we're not really... Okay, those two things are completely worn out, so we can actually get rid of those. Now, the reason why I keep getting rid of clothing is because we can just buy that stuff. We could use a sewing needle or sewing thread. I forget what the game calls it specifically. But we could use that to fix clothing and not have to, you know, get rid of it. But what I'm going to do right here is we're going to continue this out a little bit further. And I'm going to have the axle go here and then follow the edge of this staircase. And then it's going to come to here and turn again and go in. So we want the hallway over on this side. So that will allow us to go around the axle completely. There is a gold duck in chat. I do remember seeing it in chat before. So let me see if I've caught it. I have. Regus, you can't be naked on stream like that. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is, just in case I want to jump over the axle that's gonna be right here, we're gonna make this 1 block taller. And I'm gonna dig out all the dirt in this area. I'm not gonna dig out the entire area being 3 blocks tall, just right here, and then we'll jump over the axle. We can get to here and then look up our power issues and stuff like that. So that's a start. That means our main gear, if we have the main center point of the large gear here, that means the axle would come in this block. There would be one here, which gets in the way of the ladder, or the opposite, the ladder's in the way. So we're gonna go back one more. And then if I dig out a 3x3 area right here, this is the entire area of the large gear. So large gear goes here, axle comes in that way. Then we have 3 connection points, which is not very much for this area. Also, congrats, Gene, on catching Golduck. Because we can have an anvil health hammer setup with 4 health hammers going at once. It does require a lot of power. That's why I've been thinking of making a second windmill when we have enough flax within the next year. But that would mean that we need to put in another large gear so that we can go from 3 connection points up to at least 5. And actually, 2 gears over here does give us 5 connection points. So that's 4 health hammers on the pulverizer. But I also want to automate the pulverizer so that we're not just throwing our stuff in the ground. We can just throw stuff into a chest and collect it from another chest. And that would mean that I need hoppers. Let's get into automation here. So I did not mean a hopper. That is one thing. We do need a hopper for collecting the items out of it. And it looks like it's just copper plates. Wow. Do we have the mechanics mechanism blueprint? If we have that, because we do have a lot of blueprints from the Better Ruins mod. And if we have that, we can save on items that we have. Also, we can get sap from all 4 angles. That's awesome. Okay, we're going to be doing that in the future. Let's put as much stone as we can in here. We already maxed that out. We need more. Also, I have stone on me that we could fill in the windows with. Don't know if we have enough, but... Anyway, we have all of our stuff up here. Gatekeepers, relic stonemason, chandlers, engineer assembly, sod builder, weaver, artisan. We do not have mechanics one, but that's fine. What I actually meant to type in was shoot. That brings up everything here. So we have a shoot section, which is then used to make all the other stuff. And we have pretty much a straight shoot, which is just what it makes, or what it sounds like. It's a pretty much a pipe that transports the items. We then have multiple different bends. So we have a regular elbow shoot, which just goes, you know, straight down to one cardinal direction. We have a 3-way shoot, which goes straight down and in 2 different cardinal directions. Then there's a T-shaped shoot, which does the same thing as the 3-way, which is just straight down and then 2 cardinal directions in a straight line. There's also the cross shoot, which goes straight down, continues going down, and does 2 cardinal directions in a straight shot. But what we are going to need to power is the Archimedes screw, which allows us to take items from the bottom and push it upwards. So the chutes here only work going with gravity, and we need the Archimedes screw to go against gravity. And that needs to be powered. I don't know what the Archimedes screw with the port is. I think that's probably the one that you have to power. Or that's the one you have to power, and I think this Archimedes screw doesn't get powered. I'm not sure how they work. I've never used them. We're going to be doing it together for the first time. And that requires copper to make, so we're going to be going through a lot of our copper. I do think when we have this blacksmith up and running that we're going to have to go around and just mine every ore we have marked. And just have a storage of ingots somewhere. So wait, this is 3 holes. An additional 3 over here. I have 5 blocks. And these are slabs, so that's actually a total of 5 blocks up here. And 3 down here. Let's go grab 3 more blocks, and then we will make that a actual room so we can stop freezing when we're working in it. Wrong one. What do I have? Dry stone, ashlar. We have a lot of cobblestone. Let's take some ashlar and dry stone. Oh, wrong one. 1, 2, 1. That should be all the stones we need. I'm gonna put all of our armor up here. Grab all of this. We have our pick out. I think I am also going to go through our inventory and try to take less stuff with us everywhere we go. I've pretty much just been playing with my Minecraft brain from when I used to play Minecraft, where I would keep multiples of my tools with me at all times. And I don't think we need to here. Now that is dry stone, dry stone. That's a lot of dry stone, so let's not put dry stone there. Let's put ashlar. And that is ashlar, so let's put Dry stone, cobblestone. And then up here, hopefully I can grab that. Nice. Okay, there's nothing over on that side, but that's dry stone. Let's put ashlar, cobble. Dry stone, cobble's there. Dry stone again. So this is going to be cobble and ashlar. Ashlar will be on the right side. I can't really grab these. Oh, I can. I can walk right through here. Cobble, and then this is going to be the last dry stone. So we should be in a room. Oh, I missed a window. One single window right here. We were close. And that's going to be cobblestone. So that should be the last one that I have to fill in. Then we can put all of our slabs in here. Got up. Let's grab one cobblestone. And if we come over here, we get this last window, hopefully. Oh, that was already dug out. Why are we not in a room? There's a window somewhere. Does that granite or graded words this? I think we need ones without a hole in it. Yeah, we do. Okay, so at least we do know that this counts as one entire room being this height. Because what I want to do with the stone storage room is pretty much do the same thing, where we have a staircase that we can go up to more specific things. And if this area wasn't small enough to be considered a room, that was going to cause issues with the other building. Hi, Mama. What are you doing? Okay, so this is good. We do, unfortunately, need to use different trapdoors for the two buildings over here. So let's go over here. What kind of wood am I using? I think I'm using oak over here. Yeah, I am using oak. So we'll come in here and make some oak trapdoors again. They go up here. Let's go like this. Oak, trapdoor. I guess I have to do trapdoor. Oh, I have to do oak solid trapdoor for a door. Oh, it's just 9 planks. Okay. Oh, it makes 2 at once. Okay. No, that was supposed to go back in the chest. There you go. Alright, let's first test out, just to make sure that that trapdoor at the top of this windmill area isn't the cause for this not to be a room. We have a portal somewhere nearby. So if we come up here, where is that portal? It sounded like it was lower to the ground, but where is it? It's not up here. We would see it. We're too close to it. Oh, there it is. I didn't see it from the other angle, but now I see it. Alright. That, I don't think we can actually get hurt from that, but that does bring up the fact that we do need to light up more of the area again. I just edited one of the streams that we did previously where we put in all these torches around here, but that was pretty much just lighting up the initial town and not very far after it. So we need to add more lighting around here. Let's put the trapdoor down and see if this turns into a room again. I doubt it will. Yeah, it hasn't, so it won't. And then we're going to take the shortcut that we have down here in our, like, power cave system. Hello! You guys aren't supposed to be back here. Don't you throw a rock at me. And I don't think they figured out how to go around the axles. Oh, they did. They did. And for the drifters, I'm trying to use these spears so we can break it and then stop using spears. Now that I have armor, I'm not afraid of going after bears with a falx blade. We are going to need to put torches down here. I did not forget that we need torches. Alright, so if I dig this out, we're no longer in a room up here, but if I put this down, we are in a room. Okay, so if we're doing a double gear setup, that's going to be an axle. That is going to be an axle. We need another block to put the gear on. And then from here, the gear can connect into anywhere, so we're going to leave it like that. So we need to do 2 blocks in this direction as well. And I'm going to go the direction of the building, which is this way, to put in the next gear. So if this is a large gear, axle right here, and then it's just the next large gear. I thought something just pushed me. Okay, so this is the middle of the large gear. We need to dig out all of this. And then we need to do the cardinal directions 2 blocks out. So that's the axle. That's the gear. Axle. And gear. And then again, the final one, the axle and the gear. So if we go over this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connection points, 4 health hammers, and a pulverizer. Something I need to look up through the guidebook is how many powered buildings are there in vanilla. Apparently this doesn't count as a thing to walk into. That's neat. We're gonna sit right here. I'm gonna look through the mechanical guidebook. I think that's one of them. Mechanical power. Alright, mechanical power can be currently used by... Wait, what? I'm reading that wrong. Mechanical power can currently be used to mechanize milling, to automating iron blooms, or smithing any type of metal plate, and to power the Archimedes screw for transporting items. I told you guys about that earlier with the chutes. You will need windmill, sails, axles, gears. And this actually tells ahead of time that you need 5 blocks of vertical space because you can do 5 sets of 4 sails on 1 rotor. We only put 4 sets on our large rotor, so we're definitely going to be adding another set of sails to that. To mechanize milling, we use a quern. For mechanizing smithing, he needs a health hammer. If you add an additional brake... Okay, let's read this, because I don't know why it's talking about a brake. Place the health hammer base adjacent to the toggle. Place an anvil. Must be bronze tier or higher, 3 blocks away from the base. Pretty much so that the hammer can smack the anvil. If you add an additional brake, it must be placed on the free side of the health hammer base, opposite the axle. Note, a health hammer will only smith metal plates, refine iron blooms, and hammer blister steel into ingots. That's steel. Pretty much how to make steel, if I'm correct. You mine the iron, You get the bits, you hammer the bits so that you can get the pieces that you put into the bloomery. You then cook the bloomery, break the bloomery, and you get iron blooms. You then heat up the iron blooms again in the forge. You hammer it into ingots. So now you have the iron ingots. Then you put it into a refractory room. 4 ingots layered with coal on top of it. And then again, ingots, coal, ingots, coal, ingots, coal. I think it's 16 ingots total is what you can put inside. And you fire that over a few days. And when it's time to pick it up, you have blister steel, which is pretty much the same thing as an iron bloom. You then have to hammer the blister steel to make ingots. So you are heating up iron once in the bloomery, once in the forge, once in the refractory thing, once in the forge again to make blister steel. You're heating it up 4 separate times just to make it turn into steel. And the reason why it turns into steel is because when you're doing the layers of steel and iron and coal, you're adding the carbon from the coal into the iron. That's how you make steel. So anyway, Jackie Be Good with the underscore is now here and has redeemed hydrate. So everyone take a sip. I think it's the last sip for the mug. Welcome in, Jackie. I'm glad to see you're here. Alright, over here, to power the machine you have built, right-click on the windmill rotor and add signs, or sails. We already have done that, we know that. Larger, more complex builds can be created using a large wooden gear, which is what we've been always doing. Combined with standard gears, it can either speed up rotation, but with weaker torque, or slow down rotation, but with much stronger torque. It can also bring together torque from several windmills or other power sources, which is why we put a large gear at the very top when we had our 4 windmills, our 4 rotors put together. Additionally, you can use transmissions with a clutch next to it to temporarily interrupt the power train. A brake can stop a power train completely, which makes sense. That's what, you would assume a brake would slow something down. But why does it say to put, like, it's recommending you put a brake next to your health hammer? We're not going to do that. We're going to be putting in a clutch and transmission system so we can turn it off and on. But this doesn't tell us... It says nothing about the pulverizer. Yeah, we don't need to go into steel making, or do we? This explains the whole thing and firing. There's nothing to click on other than that. This stuff, we'll worry about it when we get to it. We need the pulverizer in order to get some of the things that we need for that. What is a coke oven for? Okay, so coke is pretty much a hotter coal. And you make it the same way that you make charcoal by putting it in a cube that has no air pockets. But the coke oven is made of fire clay bricks or any refractory bricks with a... It's pretty much the same thing as a beehive kiln. And coke does have a high temperature, which is a little bit hotter than charcoal. But it doesn't say what kind of coal I can use. Anyway, we'll ignore that. We know that. Cheese making, fruit, brewing, and distilling alcohol. We're not going to get into that. Ground storage, leather making, greenhouse, beehive kiln. We're going to get into the beehive kiln at some point. I'm going to ignore the sailboat for now. We're not really going to do anything with the sailboat. And this is Stone Quarry mod. I'm surprised this has nothing to do with, the stone crusher. So I actually don't know how many different things we can make that are mechanicalized. As we go in here, we have the one health hammer setup, and we have the pulverizer setup. We didn't make the pulverizer caps because I don't know how they work. I think because there's different tiers of metal to put on as the caps, that each cap does a specific crushing. Just like your pickaxe, you need certain tool tiers in order to mine certain blocks. I think the pulverizer works the same way, to where it won't crush a rock in the wrong mining tier. I guess that'd be the way to word it. But I also want to know what else. What else is mechanical? You know what? YouTube is your friend. And I have looked through a specific video multiple times that it's probably on my last scene. If I click on this, this one person had a whole setup of all the mechanical stuff that you can make. You guys can't see it, but I'm trying to go through the video to see. Actually, this is the wrong video. I wanted the ultimate guide. So if you guys want to look it up on YouTube just so you guys can, you know, get the same information. The Ultimate Mechanical Power Guide dash Vintage Story by Bratwurst is a video that I frequent quite often. We're going to turn that on mute. And all I want to see is the line of things that you can make. Okay, I almost had it. So to go over what we can make that's mechanical, we have the large gear, which you guys already know. We have the axle, we have the little gears. We have the transmission and clutch setup. We have the brake. And then the quern, the pulverizer, the health hammer, and then the Archimedes screw. What is this thing? Near the middle. I'm skipping through it right now so I can see what this is. Still skipping through it. There's a lot of talk about windmill power. Actually, I think I skipped over the spot that I was looking for. I don't know. What I'm getting out of this is that we have everything that we can make. Now, that portal is very loud. Very annoying. What was I doing? We're gonna put some stuff away in here. This goes up here. This goes down here. We can actually make another one of these. We're another step closer to make another set of windmills. Or another set of sails. We need one more thing of linen, which is 4 twines. Each one of those 4 twines is 4 flax fibers. So we need another 15 fibers. And we can make our next set of sails and get a little bit more power. Right now, we're making 100 kilonewtons. Each sail set that you put on is 20 kilonewtons of power. Okay, rebel storage should just be copper plates. We have tin bronze plates. We are not going to make rebel storage, and instead I'm just going to put this in there. Alright, next step that we have is to go on a hunt again. I am going to sleep for a couple hours so I can see a little better. We're only going to go until this says 5 o'clock, which is now, because it does continue going about another hour before you actually get out of the bed. And 6 a.m. should be when the area is visible. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. We're going to grab some more bread. Oh, another thing I want to do to try and get... Where's our bread? Where is our bread? Am I using all of the bread? Also, we have salt in here, which I thought I had over here. Oh, that's chalk for lime. Okay. I thought I had more bread. Did I put it somewhere else? Is there like a quern up here or something? Not a quern. A, vessel? Yeah, that just has bones. I could have sworn we had like half a stack of bread somewhere. I don't remember eating all of it last stream. I know we ate... we came in here twice, at least. Am I just not seeing it? No, it's definitely not going in. Anyway, something I want to do is get into making pies, because we can use our spelt grain to make pie dough. Then we could take our meat and our vegetables and put them together and make a decent pie. And that would be a good way to get rid of all of these vegetables while also getting satiation for a bunch of nutrition. Now we do have some cheese. We can also get some of our dairy up. And this would be why we're freezing so much. There's 0 clothes. This is only helping us for 2 degrees, so we're getting up to negative 16 degrees. Or I guess we're getting down to negative 16 degrees. If I go into pie... pretty much the pies change depending on what you put into them. It looks like it's 2 pieces of dough, 4 portions of filling, and then 2 pieces of dough again. What I want to know is, can you put multiple types of things in there? Recipe notes: you could change the pattern of the top crust by clicking it with a knife or some dough in hand. Preheat the oven first, just like you make bread. Keep it on your pie, just like you make bread. And place your pie back down on a table and use a knife to cut it into quarters, so we get 4 pieces of pie. Now, what I want to know is, this says fruit pie, but can we put more than one type of pie? Or, like, things in the pie? This says peanuts. Make a peanut pie. Soybean pie, we're not going to do that. Now, that does say 4 portions of filling, but then this only says 2 soybeans. So I feel like we could put 4 different things. Like, we could do meat, cheese, fruit, vegetable. And that would make a pie. It also says we could put seaweed in there. And that counts as a vegetable. And then all types of meat. Hi, baby. Now both Paintbrush and Mama are up here. Little boy, you better leave your mom alone. Yeah, I told you. Alright, let's make Spelt dough. Okay, that's the blood dough. So that means... Oh, this is the one that's cycling through everything. Anyway, it's just flour and water, so let's just take... let's take all of this and turn it into dough. Didn't mean to throw that. We're gonna go up to our... Actually, no, we're gonna come down here, and we're gonna turn on our power. And I'm gonna want the quern toggled on. That is the quern, right? On the left side. Yes, it is. And then we're gonna see how fast we can make the quern. Alright, can I do fast? No, I can't. Too much power. Can I do normal? It looks like it's slowing down. What if I do the slow speed? I don't think that's what I want. I think I want normal speed. And I turned it off because it didn't know what speed it was going. Alright. So if we go up here, we should be able to get through our stuff pretty quickly. Throw that in there. Why did it only do 21? Oh, because it went down here. This actually looks like it's going to take quite a while. With our current speed. This is why you want to make a lot of flax early in the game, and not during the winter when you can't grow it. So that's going to take quite a while for it to get completed. I don't think there is a place that I can put all of it down in temporarily. Because this, I can only put 6 at a time in that entire thing. And I don't really want to put the vessel downstairs. So let's go home. I can jump up there. There we go. Grab a storage vessel and place it upstairs. Because we have extra vessels here. I will grab red. Boathorn, what are you doing out here? You know, what I should do is look at this. So I have 149 durability. I want to know if hitting, that took only 1, is less durability than throwing. So if it could stay still for just a second. So it does more damage for sure, but did it do more durability? No, it's only 1. Okay. What did I just pick up? Besides that. I don't think I did pick up anything else. So when you throw a spear, or if you use it to kill by poking something, it doesn't use any more durability than the other. Which I guess is good. Okay, so in here, we only have 3 done. I'm going to put this vessel right here. I'm going to throw the grain in there for now. And... trying to think of what we need to do next. What we need next is a bunch of our gears and stuff. I think I have some axles in here. We can at least put down the axles. And try and get this started at least. So it's 1 there and there. That's a gear. Here, here, here. Then we need 1 more axle here, and then a gear and turn it in that way. I actually did this wrong. We want 1 block over. Too far. We want it right here. And then that still leaves us having to go Do the other side. Okay. Let's check one more time on the leather before we leave. This should be about halfway done, I think. No, it's not. It's only 1 day done. But we can make this strong tannin now. Okay, so now we should just go out and hunt. Because this is still going to take a long time. I am going to make sure it has... I think it's underneath this. I want to make sure that the quern has a full storage of stuff in it. That doesn't stop working. And what we're going to have to do is first empty our inventory. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to empty this bucket. And I'm going to leave it here. We don't really use the bucket anymore as much as I was. Keep that. I then want to come out here and put stuff away on shelves. I think Torok is just sticks. Yes, it is. This will hold another 4. And I don't know where I want to place it exactly. Place it... Let's place it down here. So what do I not need to bring with us? Probably don't need a knife. We don't need prospecting pick or second pickaxe. Probably not the axe. We will need our shears. Let's go... like this, and then armor. We will need building block, we will need that. We probably don't need any of these. That'll go right there. So if I put none of that away, wow. You know what? I am going to put them... put them in here. I'll at least be able to see them very easily in here. Okay, this is going to be our setup while we go hunt. And where do we want to go to hunt? Because I feel like we're not going to find anything where we've been hunting. Apparently there's a Locust Nest that we haven't gone to. We're gonna go to that Locust Nest. Because that'll give us a bunch of flax if we take care of it all. And I want to see how overrun we'll be with our armor. I don't know if we want to just dig down to it, or if we want to take the cave, which should be nearby. I think we're going to dig down into it. Unless it's this cave that's over here. Because I do see a cave opening on the minimap. What animal is that? Is that a deer? That is a deer. Is it still there? I can't really tell. It is still there. I want to get a clean shot without scaring it away right away. Oh, it laid down. Ah, damn. I don't think we're going to catch up to that. Anyway, let's go down in this cave, which I think will lead us to locusts. Actually, it won't, because if it did, we would have got this gear. Or maybe it will? Hello! And we probably should have had our knife so we could open that up, or open them up. But anyway, if we follow this cave around, we might find the locust. You know what? Whoa! Where did you come from? You come from like the ceiling or something? I don't even know. But we apparently have our helmet on. Let's put our whole armor on. I just wanted to get rid of that stone. Now I am exploring a little bit. And that gave us zinc. And I hear bees. Okay, so this zinc is at 96. That's 95. I thought it was going to be flint because I saw a piece of flint right before we got into the zinc. Alright, this way should lead us to the locust at some point. I think it's down further. No, it's not. I just saw a locust. And there we are. We are here now. Okay, so we might be able to get some of these guys. I mean, they can climb walls. Oh, hello. Are you unable to get to us now? I'm not sure. There is a double locust nest. Oh, I remember this one now. We can't deal with the bowthorn. Oh, there's two bowthorns down here. And we're also being chased by a locust. Where are you going there, bowthorn? Now you're stuck. Oh, hello. Okay, so we jumped down to where they would be able to find us. So I'm going to try and stay up here and break some of the nests. We should be picking up their spawning rates. If we spawn them in, then they won't spawn more. And I don't think that's a way out. I think that's just a weird visual glitch. No, they're lit up. But if we break this, we should get a bunch of flax fibers from it. And a bunch of other stuff as well. That will also stop them from spawning. This is slightly scary. But our armor is helping. Alright, time for the health for this. Oh, another one. And we almost died. Get stuck down there. I don't know if they're coming over here or not. We want to get rid of those too because they can hurt us if we fall onto them and stuff. And we have one more right here. The only reason why I'm doing this right now instead of doing hunting is for our windmill. Is that more zinc? That is more zinc. And that is 65. It's one block lower than us right now. Let's get rid of some of this stuff so we don't fall into it later on. And we want to kill this guy. And also to... where is it? I lost it. See, I just fell into that. There it is. We want to take that apart. What was that? Sub-assembly? Okay. So let's build up here. Take this apart. Because I just spawned a bunch of them. And that actually scared me. Are you guys not able to see me or something? You can climb walls. I've seen you do it. It's like they're not able to get up here. Maybe there's a height limit that they can climb to. Oh, you just got up here. I just heard a boat's horn get hurt. You guys like not... Well, if I can hit you, you can hit me. Jump. That boat's horn just tried to kill me. Where are you even shooting from? Oh, hello. Don't know how you died, but you got hurt. I hear a shiver getting hurt. Okay, that should make this area relatively safe. That should just be quartz. That leads to nothing. I mean, there is saltpeter in here, but we found out that saltpeter does not, in fact, turn into salt in some form of refinery or refinement. So now we want to go all the way up here. And you're trying to get to me. Alright, let's take these guys on. There's a little bit down there. Let's take care of these spikes, because when I get closer... Are they spawning down there or only up here? Well, that is a nest right there. There's a nest right above me. Here's a guy to figure out they can get to me. So there's probably nests over here as well. I had a feeling there was somebody. Where's their boat's horn up here? I heard it wind up. I don't see it. I also don't see a nest over here. Where are you? Are you up here? Yes, you are. I'm gonna kill you. Alright. This is the way that we came in, which is, I think, a little bit funny. And they found out how to get to me, that's fine. There are a lot of wolves above me. And I think there's only like 3 nests over here. That's one of them. Not many spikes on the ground, which is good for us. We have a nest there and a nest there. And that one there. We do have a few to take care of. None of them have figured out they can get to me yet. Let's just pillar over here. So we can reach that one. Hopefully that shiver doesn't attack me. Don't know where that shiver is. I also want to go in there a little bit to see if... Actually, that's the way to get over to this last nest that we have to get to. Then we have to go downwards to pick up all this stuff. Doesn't seem like there's anything else locust-wise over here. There is a locust stuck in one of these stalagmites. That hasn't figured out how to get around it. Which makes it easier for us to kill. I guess they can't get to me. So let's just take out this last locust nest as they fall on me. There we go. And then we got one that found its way up. And then we just jump down into the nest? Hello, you found your way up. Let's just jump down. Our armor's probably taking a beating. I don't think if jumping's doing anything, but it's allowing me to see which ones are actually dead. Okay, that should be it. I don't think there's any more down there. I don't see any other spawners. Just a bunch of these. Another drifter. Even more spikes. We probably don't have to mine all the spikes, but if I ever come back here, I don't want to accidentally fall down onto one. And unfortunately, we don't get anything from the locusts. There is one piece of dirt that's over here. I think we got everything, and that gave us 2 sails worth of linen. So we now have enough to make one more thing of sails, to give us a little bit more power. I hear it. There you are. Oh, you're corrupt. No, you're just deep. Okay, so we can take this away now. Let's find our way out of here again. I think we go up. And by up, I mean up out of that spot. And then it's through here. We should probably eat a little bit. So I don't think we're going to heal on our way out. Okay, I don't know how you... Oh, hello. Can I hit them, please? Can't get me now. You'd have to hit me with a stone. This is a way out, but it might not be the way out that we came in on. But all of this is going to go down there. We don't need any of that. Alright, now let's try and find where all these wolves are howling from. And our spear... That's not what I'm going to click on. Our spear is 33 hits left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here, I think multiple... Oh, I'm walking towards one. Alright, so we should be down to 22 durability on the spear. And we got a bowtorn shooting at us. Hello! Oh, I'm getting double teamed here! Jeez! Alright, that's all of them, right? There's not more hiding in a bush? Well, there's all of our animals. Or all those wolves that we were hearing. And we're being hit by a bowthorn. I just want to get rid of the leaves. It's a good thing we had the armor, because we would have been killed, I think, 4 times over. There's a little fish. Oh, and this just led to the ruin. Okay, this is a trader. I think we want to go to both of those. also heard wolves this way, it seems. How much durability is left? I think it should be 22? 21, okay, we got one hit off. Try and break all these leaves, try and get a little bit more visibility. We might see the wolf before the wolf sees us. I'm not seeing them, I'm also not hearing them again. Usually I'd hear them more. I think they were in this direction, but I also don't know for sure. This is kind of the edge of the forest. We also pretty much spent the entire day fighting locusts. I just realized that it's just now getting dark. It's not been dark for a while. Why am I not hearing the wolves? Oh, hello, Copper. Probably wouldn't have seen that if we didn't take the leaves away. If I don't hear them again, I'm gonna stop going looking for them. That's a bow torn somewhere. He just tried to hit us and missed. Here's a hole in a tree that's probably empty. Yep. Alright, now they sound like they're coming from over here. Oh, hello. You are coming from over here. Put all that up there. Grab you. We're getting attacked from two different places. And I'm not hearing anymore. We already know about this ruin. As you can see, we went down underneath. But we didn't pick up the random stuff? That's some extra pottery that we don't have to make. I would like them to stop following me. Alright, let's slowly make our way over to the trader that's up north. We do have 4 wolves. That should give us at least 6 pieces of fat, because sometimes they give us 2 pieces. And they are actually quite far away. I might take off my armor, just so I can get a little bit of a speed boost. And I think I'm seeing the light for the trader we're heading towards. Copper. Copper again. All stuff that seems more easy to find during the winter, because they're not covered in snow like this is. That's regular stone. Turnip? Ooh. Ready to eat turnip. I'm pretty sure we've seen this ruin once before when we went looking up here. It is one of these. Okay. We just never marked it. But I do want to mark as many traders as we can, so that if we want to look for something... Hello, Shiver. You're going to be the one that I kill with this. And there's a bowthorn. Well, here's the front door. Just close that. Ooh, they get actually close to me. Does this count as a room? This doesn't count as a room. What makes this not a room? Probably the chimney. It's probably the chimney. Can I take these? Sometimes you can. Most of the time you can't. Yeah. Okay, well we needed an empty hand anyway, so we can look at this. This is Roy the Treasure Hunter. How do you spell treasure? Treasure Hunter Trader. Save. And you trade tools, linen sack. We can make some leather reinforced wooden shields, so that doesn't take metal. We can sell them candles. They have an Omak tabletop. We could get some emeralds, peridot, lapis lazuli, some clothes, a blackguard cuirass. Ingredient 4, damaged. So we put chain around it, then it becomes a damaged one. Then we put another piece of chain. No, that's a different type of damaged. This is ingredient 4, something that's switching. Plates, okay. And that turns into the blackguard cuirass. $43 gears, and they change in 5 days, so it's not going to be here in 5 days. We can also buy the vessels that have seeds and stuff inside them. Healing effectiveness goes down 17%, hunger rate goes up 12%, ranged weapon accuracy goes down. Charge time goes up, walking speed goes down 5%. Is that better than what I'm using? That would be right here. It would be, for walking speed at least. It's half. No, it's like a fifth. We might come back to you and try to get that from you. Since I have no food, I'm gonna eat these. Alright, now let's get out of here. Hello. Oh, I can see the other trader. And I could see me getting hit. Now we are close to dying, so I may want to stop trying to fight things. More copper. There's a lot of copper over here. I'm pretty sure I've talked to you before, seeing how your icon is red. You are commodities. I think it's spelled that way. Could be wrong. Commodities. I did spell it correct. What do you trade as a commodities trader now? You sell things that I probably don't need. Parchment and the linen might be the only two things I would want. And you take the cracked vessels that the other guy sells. You also take metal parts. Or no, that's me buying metal parts. Okay, what else is over here? We do have a forest over here to the west. Let's head over there, and if we die, we die and head home quicker. That's the way we came, so we want to go this way. We have 10 durability, 10 more hits left on the spear. So that's about to be gone, and then we'll be using short swords, which may or may not have more durability or damage than the Falk's sword. I feel like I'm not going the right way, but I am. Is that a lake underneath? It is. Neat. Now, we're not going to be able to see it coming into view, but we should be getting close to the forest I'm trying to get to. I think this is the beginning of it. Grab some resin while we're here. I don't want to throw anything or put on the armor. Probably should put on the armor at this point. Because we could get snuck up on. I'm not hearing anything, and I'm not seeing anything. It's a big tree of oak, or maple. Alright, where... That is two pieces of pine tree next to each other. Or it's just a weird generation of them. We are going uphill, but I am very surprised that I'm not seeing a single animal. Not even chickens or raccoons. What is going on with the animals in this area? Because the other forest was doing that for a while, too. Are these stones I want? No. I hear a danger thing, and I just got hit by it. So there's a portal over here. That's not the right noises that I wanted to hear. Let's just keep going east. I'm trying to stick to where there's less snow so that we have a little bit of more walking speed. But we're kind of on the edge of the forest already. So I don't know what's going on here, but we haven't found a single animal. I don't think it's because it's dark out that I'm just not seeing them. Hello. Dang it. I don't know where it went. Thought I could get it quickly enough. Oh, that's resin. More resin. We should have ran over here while it was still chasing us. So that I could get it stuck in the water, and then maybe we'd have a better chance of killing it. We might stumble upon it in a little bit, but who knows. And I think that's the last animal we can fit, yeah. Sounds like it's coming from over here. Which was the direction it ran. It is getting, or becoming daytime, so we should be able to see better. I'm waiting for another howl. I hear chicken. It howled from over here, but I don't see it. Could be running from us still. If it could howl again, I might be able to find it. There's something right here. Oh, that's just a trunk of the tree. There's those chickens again. What was that noise? I don't know, Chad. I'm not hearing it. I'm hearing the chickens. I think it's time to take off the armor. We might end up switching to gambesons. Just so I can keep the movement speed. For a second I thought I saw something over there. I'm not seeing anything. I also haven't heard the wolf in a while, so I don't know if we're actually going the right way for the wolf. Well, there's the chickens. That would be something that the wolf follows. Or hunts. Copper. Should probably keep my hands like that. Where are you? No! Run! I can see it, chat. Yes, go in the water. We got it. It's not the same one, but we got one. We have now 5 large animals in our inventory. I can't hold more. So I think I might try and get hurt by something. Oh, there's a little pup. Let's try and look for a cave. We'll jump down a cave or something. This is not a cave. Is this going to be a deep enough cave? Probably. Wasn't deep enough to hurt us right away. Oh, peridotite. We might be able to find olivine close to home. Hello, Drifter. Would you mind helping me out? Let's see if I can get up here. Because I'm one hit, but I want to see how far this cave goes before I die. Hello, Botorn. Don't worry, I'm just going to get rid of this water for you. I don't want to get too close to it because it will turn around and hit me at some point. Oh, there it goes. Hey, respawn at home. That much closer. I have that glitch where I can't see anything. So I have to leave for a second. Oh, it just came back. Okay, so maybe it was just lag. Wasn't actually a glitch, because now it's taking a while for it to load. I think I have to restart the game. Sometimes when you load a lot of stuff in the game, it stops working. Close window. Okay, give me one moment. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see it right now because I can't see OBS. But for some reason, every time it loads up, it's always on the wrong screen. Alright, let's get back in here. At least it didn't crash your OBS, that's true. But now I know next time we have a black screen and we can still hear noises by walking around, that I should just wait a few more seconds before immediately closing out of it like we did the first time. But as you can see, it's loading quicker than it was now. There we go, that's the last message. Then we should get 3 dots. I think we're getting the black screen every time I try to kill something while I die. Alright, we need this chest. We need all but one in here, because we're going to make another sail. This goes in there. We don't have room for another thing of the metal, so that's going to go down here. Resin. Metal gears and Jonas part. We'll put the Jonas part in there. That's brown coal. That goes in here. Then we just have these to get rid of. I also have a bunch of sticks. Where were we putting the sticks? In here. Okay, we have 9 more hits of the spear before it's gone. let's look at the Falk's Blade compared to our swords. So our Falk's Blade being a tin bronze compared to a iron short sword is 4.5 HP with 900 durability, or... Okay, the short sword does do more damage and it has more durability, which makes sense because it's iron, it would have more durability. So this is going to stay up there. Actually, that isn't damaged. This one is, so let's switch these around. And that is an iron prospecting pick. This is our ruined sword, which has the same attack power as the bronze Falk sword. So we're going to use this after our spear dies. I should probably make the sails right now. It was 6 sticks. We'll grab 6 sticks. After we put these in there. And I don't remember how to get rid of... Oh, there we go. We already got rid of it. I know I have sticks outside, but I want to get through these. What's that? And next thing we want to go to actually is in here. No, not those bowls. I was going to place the bowls and the crock that I have in my pocket in that vessel, but we actually have a vessel with bowls over here. Because I think we do. There we are. Okay. That literally just opened as I looked at it. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we're gonna have a little bit more power. But first, we put everything on the hooks. There's been a raccoon up here this whole time. We also need a knife over here. Alright, before we leave, let's check on the quern, which almost had the whole thing done. Right, let's go grab our knife. Which is right here. I wonder how slow we're going to be if we have 3 bags full of large animals. I think we are going to have to make another set of hooks so that we can make a 5th thing here. Or we're just going to have to make a bigger area for this specific room. We don't have to keep the same shape that this building originally had. So that just gave us 4 more hides, 5 pieces of fat, so I was 1 off. I was close. And we'll keep this on us. That's pretty much it for right now. We can put stuff away downstairs, but we can't really do anything after that. Put that in there, this in here, and you go in here now. We do have some flour ready so that we can make dough. Is it moving? It is moving very slowly. If I just grab... not that. These. So right now, if you guys can see underneath where it says windmill rotor, it has wind speed, and then right underneath it says sales power output 80 kilonewtons. Right click it once, now it's 100 kilonewtons. So we just gained an extra 20 kilonewtons. So I guess it's 5 kilonewtons per blade of the sail. So now that is actually maxed out. So we just have a little bit more power. That should still be going. I can still hear the quern. For some reason, we're not getting a lot of wind. What is this apple for? Longhorn family, we don't need that anymore. I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not gonna have it saved forever. That apple's not saved. It's a rooster in a cave if we ever need it. That's larch. I'm really trying to look at these trees. Hole in a tree, that makes sense. Salt and the fire clay. Do we want to go for more fire clay? I think we do. I think this tree down here to the right is another hole in the tree. Yes, it is. Don't know why that moved the whole thing, but okay. Anyway, let's climb down here. And then we are going to make a bunch of pies. I should be able to take the wolves down now. Oh, a couple more seconds. Half a minute. I want to see what I can do with this area. I do like having this door, so I don't think I want to go that way. But we could expand both of these sides of that room and bring it out further, and this way more. That would give us a bigger cellar. We are using this to hold a small amount of foods. I'm not sure. What I do know is that we're going to need to take a quick restroom break, so I will be back in about 5 minutes. And we're back. Okay, on the list. These are not done. So when I said that we had all of the fat from the animals, I actually forgot about one, so I did say the right number. Neat. Did we ever look into making the next table? I mean, we did look at it once, but I don't think we looked into actually making it. Alright, this should be the last one in my inventory. And that should be done. Yep. Add this in there. Put this back. Run back downstairs. Actually, let's grab the dough and the dough in there. Close that because I heard a drifter. Oh, we ran out of room for meat completely. Okay, so now what we're gonna need is a bucket. Oh, that's the honey bucket, never mind. Because we need to mix this with water. And each bucket does 10 pieces of dough. Oh, does that only stack up to 32? Look at that. if we wait for 8 or 11 more pieces, we could... Oh, or just one. We could do an even 10. Alright, put this back there. How does one make pie? That's pay. That's pay again. Place your dough on a table to create the bottom of a crust. I need a table. I don't have a table up here. That's definitely a table. Does this count as a table up here? I mean, it's age table. I don't know if it actually counts as one, though. So let's just bring this over to our other building. Bring this up here, and don't really write it right there because that wouldn't block the outside. So let's put it over here for now. And then if I grab dough and just place it, look at that. Add filling, then it says 20 milliliters. Add your fillings one portion at a time until you have filled your pie. Alright, let's grab whatever the oldest meat is. Looks like this stack. And this stack. That's vegetables. Cheese. I think I have to cut that cheese in order for me to use it, though. How's the weather doing? About halfway done. If I just go like this, I can't put more than one piece. Alright, if I place you the ground, now I have 4 pieces of cheese. I could do it again. Okay. Another piece of meat. Okay, so it's 4 total things, but you can mix them around. Final top. Let's make this look pretty nice. I like the diagonal one. Okay, and then to pick it up, we need empty hand. And then we put it in the oven. So let's light the oven. Do I need to press control? I do. We'll get that nice and toasty and then put our first pie in, which has 2 pieces of meat, a vegetable, and some cheese. It looks like our wind stopped. Yeah, we have like 5% wind. Okay. I'm excited to make our first pie. What are we missing? Oh, fruit. As grain, protein, vegetable, and dairy. But does not have fruit, so we need berries or an actual fruit to add to this, and then we could have all of them. And it looks like whatever you put in first is the type of pie. I'll see you in there. Then I'm guessing it is partially baked and then regular baked. I am excited to try it. Either way. Did it just change? It is rising. Okay, there is parked baked. How long does it take to get to regular baked? There it goes. We have a meat pie. Then we can cut it up. Now we have some pie to eat. And that fills up quite a bit. Jeez. We did get a little bit of dairy and a little bit of nut fruit. We just got a little bit of dairy. Okay, let's make a bunch of pies. Welcome in, OK Clips. I don't know what you mean by that, since it's a first-time chatter. You wouldn't know how many views we usually get. Let's keep making some more pies. I think we did 2 pieces of meat. And then the cheese. Did I just use 2 pieces of cheese? It did! KSP era. Oh, okay. Was it using... Well, it says on OBS that it's your first time chatting. Should also say in chat that it was your first time chatting. But now that you mention it, I do remember your name. Oh no, it's a different game. Probably have less people watching. So can I put all of these in just a vessel? And just hold it there for a little bit? I can. Now we're just going to go back and forth with these. I'm going to keep using the same crust. Our kitten is doing good. They are actually sleeping above me, I think. They're not asleep, but they are above me in the cat tree. I'm not sure... how many cats I had the last time you were here, but I did have a tuxedo cat who passed away in August. Right after I had a full litter of kittens be born in my shed. And so at one point before my cat passed away, we had 8 animals. Because it was 6 kittens and 2 full-grown cats. Right now we only have 2 because the tuxedo passed away, and then we gave away 6 of the... or not 6, we gave away 5 of the 6 kittens. So I have the mom and the 1 kitten that we wanted to keep. And they're both doing great. One is at my feet, and the other one is behind me up on the very top of the cat tree, which you can't see in my camera. And you used to be able to see it in the other camera, but I don't know why I have it facing downwards so far. I think one of the cats jumped up and moved that camera. That is a lot of kittens. That is a full litter. That's a normal full litter. What is this game about? It is pretty much Minecraft. It did start out as a Minecraft mod, but this game adds more processes to the different things that you create. So right now we're making a bunch of pie, just so that we have something to eat for the rest of winter. And we're trying to make more dough, but our mechanical power has shut off. because we have 0 wind. So we have windmills up here. That's one blade of a windmill. This is another motor that has no sails. And this is our power. So this is pretty much redstone. Going all the way down into gears. Everything's wooden. And if that would be spinning, we would be having this moving on its own. I can right-click it and progress the bar. Actually, I can't. Once you power it... Oh, that's unfortunate. So the quern right here grinds different things. So it grinds all the different grains into flour, respective to its name. So spelt, wheat, stuff like that. It also grinds stones into their powdered forms. And you can use it without power, but it looks like once you add power, there's a wooden pole underneath this piece of wood that is powering that. And I guess once you put that pole in, it doesn't allow you to continue right-clicking it and doing it manually. How many pies are we going to be able to get? Looks like another 15. Can I sort that and have them all go together? Somehow these are not the same. I know one of them isn't because it has cheese. But for some reason, these two things are not the same. I don't know. Haven't watched me in so long. Also, do you think you would play Peak again? Yes, we actually are going to be playing Peak as part of the side stories for the story. So right now we're playing games that are involving oxygen not included. And in that game, you have duplicants that can dream. So we're playing side stories as like it's a dream of the duplicant. This just happens to be our first one. And once we get out of here, there will be a portion of time where our side stories are going to be multiplayer games. And Peak is one of them. And there will be an opportunity for a chat to join in if they want to. Purple Space program we won't be going back to revisit because that was a major part of our story already. That's 12 days. This we just made. Add that back in there. Okay, what was 12 days? This was. I can go up there for now. We're not going to end up using all of this. Actually, we can't even make another pie after this one. We have an odd number of even numbers. So it takes 2 pieces of dough to make a pie crust and a pie top, and we have 4 pieces. So I can make the top, and then that's it. I can make another bottom, but I don't want to like waste it if we can't get... Yeah, I'm not going to try and do 2 liters of water. Actually, we are. Let's make enough for one more pie. Didn't mean to place that in there. Meant to go like that. Place this here. Last pie, we need 4 vegetables, and then we also need to put this meat back. I just threw a dough on the ground. Let's move this back out of here. Wasn't here. I want 4 vegetables. Okay. That down. 1, 2, 1, 2. And because we put the vegetable in first, it turned into a vegetable pie. But it's the same as the other pies. The same ingredients. Have I updated that in a long time? I have not updated that since Infraspace. Yeah, we're not printing anything. Okay, so let's try and cook all of these pies. Probably gonna need to put more firewood in here. Let's just grab the rest. I will put as many as I can right now. I think it's only 6 you can put in at once. Actually, wait a minute. We can put in as many as we want, so we can probably just do 2 at a time. But we're gonna need this a lot hotter so that we can cook the pies for a longer period of time. So once this goes away, we should be able to cook every pie that we have here. I don't like the fact that they're not stacking for things that are the same type of pie. All 12 of these stacked. That's a different pie. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so the 2 that are in the 9th square and the 12 in the 8th should have combined. Don't know why they're not. But in this one, I think I actually put in an extra piece of protein. Or it's because I use a different type of meat. That might be what happened. Anyway, we're going to cook all these pies. This is going through our meat that will spoil quicker. So we're trying to get through the meat without it spoiling. And I should probably look into pie shelves. And it looks like the game pauses when you look into survival guide. Pie shelved is just 6 boards. Okay. Let's go grab some boards while we wait for that to cook. It does cook fast, but it shouldn't burn by the time that we get over here and back. We'll just grab all of those. And I'm going to put the fat back. Do I have another pie in it? I do. Look at that. Did you build this? The majority of this was actually not built by me. We were playing with a mod called Better Ruins mod. And it adds better ruins. This is one of them. It's a group of multiple houses. It was more destroyed when we first moved over here. We did fix up the buildings, so it did not always look like this, but it's pretty much the same buildings. Now, I don't know how many pies could fit on one shelf, but I'm going to guess it's 3. We could place them, since this is a cellar, we could place them above the barrels. We'll put them in here. Okay, so it is 3 per shelf. Good to know. So that's 3. 1. That's 6, 9, 12. We'll start with that. I think I need to make 1 more. Welcome in, Fluffy Buttocks. Seller, I hardly know her. Now, wait a minute. Because I think both of you came in for Kerbal Space Program around the same time, but for some reason it says, okay, Clips was a first-time chatter, but Fluffy is not. I don't know about that. I don't know what happened there. That seems odd. Yes, there are very long ads so that we don't have ads every time that someone joins in. Put the porch over here now. So we're going to fill this with shelves. I think we might want to add more wood to this. That's okay, okay, Clips, have fun. Let's move around our inventory a little bit so that we can get... No, we want to break the sphere first, then we want to use this, then we want to use that. Wave your hands so you... Okay. This up there. Okay, so now we have multiple different pies. I think this is something that Regus got into when he was playing in the server. Willow was more about making bread, and I think Regus made a few pies. And it looks like I am correct in the fact that the name of the pie, or the type of pie, is dependent on whatever you put in first. We'll have to wait until we get some fruit to see if we can change the name of that as well. Are we gonna get any power again? This seems like we're not getting power at all. Meat pie's done. Put that in. Oh, now we are. There we go, our corn started again. So we need more than 15% wind. At least that's what it seems like. So we're making more grain, we're gonna make even more pies. And that should be better for our hunger. I think we do have to heat this up more after this pie. Let's throw this one back down here in the cellar. We probably should make a few more ovens. There is a modded oven that I have in our mod list. That's another thing I should probably do. I should probably make a command for our mods, so you guys can see what mods we're having. It's in the YouTube video, but we didn't upload that video yet. That actually is going to be uploaded tomorrow. Right, let's grab... Actually, I have two in my hand. Place them down. So the video that goes live tomorrow on YouTube is going to have the stream that we played around with mods. And then it's when we first started the map. Yeah, I definitely want to make this room bigger. I wonder if I can put coal in here. Can I also add wood in as it's cooking? No, I can't. So you can only add more wood after it's done. And I think it's only 6 pieces. Yeah. So let's see how hot we can get this. Because I'm pretty sure the hotter temperatures, just like when you're cooking something, bake things faster as well. I think I might also want to switch our power over to slow speed. Let's go back down to our power basement. Hello! You're not supposed to be down here. You should have been not allowed to spawn. So that's another 4 hit points taken out of the spear. Oh, maybe you spawned in over here. We didn't light that up. Actually, wait a minute. We should probably have a staircase right here. We probably have to light this whole thing up. But anyway, we came over here so that we can switch from regular power to slow speed. And that should allow us to continue grinding our grain while we wait. I also don't want these stones. Alright, this is now almost 300 degrees. So I'm hoping that with it being a hotter temperature, it cooks faster. I wonder if it tells me what temperature it has to be at. Oh, we can get some health from it. That's cool. It doesn't look like it tells you how hot this has to be. A lot of things need to be 200 degrees. We could put eggs inside too? I wonder if we could put honey inside these. We didn't try putting honey in them, but we probably could. Honey is pretty much used like a syrup, which we haven't gotten into either. Maybe we try and use the maple sap that we have. We don't have a lot. It's probably going to be 2 liters, if anything. Anyway, another meat pie. I wonder if they stack when they're cooked. How many more servings does this have? 0.12 servings, so that's... Each 0.1 is 1 entire block of hunger. I'm choosing gargoyles. I have been purposely avoiding chiseling for our story because I know I will spend so long doing that. We also only have 5 durability left on our last spear, so that's probably going to die the next time I kill a drifter. When I do get into chiseling for this game, it is going to take up a lot of time, but more people might be interested in watching that, so we will do that at some point. I'm thinking once we figure out how the insides of our buildings are going to be functioning, we will try and make the outsides look a little bit better. So do you stack? You do stack, nice. So that makes 3 with 2 that are in my hand. So we will have 1 shelf that only has 2 pies in it. And we do need 1 more shelf. So I'll add that shelf, I guess, right here. Because we can still reach all 3 of these. Although we won't be able to get honey into the bucket. So let's put it over here instead. Speaking of wet dough, there's a milkery in chat. It evolves into a cake when it evolves. Yeah, let's go downstairs and place this onto the rack. Oh. I actually needed 1 more. Oh well. So this should still be going ever so slowly, and we can keep refilling it. If we go like this. Oh, that's not where I want to do. So that should keep making more... Why am I forgetting what this is called? More flour. That we could turn that into dough later on. And you know what? The wind speed's been staying up pretty high. We could probably switch it. It is going down to 20. Nah, I think we could switch it to being regular speed. There we go. Now we make the flour quicker. What's going on here? Hello? That was weird. I also am thinking about putting a roof over this whole thing so we don't have snow going through here. We could make it this like its own room and have windows and everything. We might do that later on. And that pie burnt. Too focused on power. Shouldn't be too bad. It does say that the charred one lasts for an extra half a year. Oh, all these pies have to be eaten in 1 year. That's not too bad, actually. Suitable spot for food ripening. What? I'm gonna have to look. Oh, maybe for the cheese. Okay, that's probably how you make cheese. You put it in the shelf and wait a while. Alright, well, I don't want to burn this one. It looks like it should cook all the way, but we're gonna have to add more stuff, more firewood. There we go. Got that. Start this. Because I don't think food cooks when it's below 200 degrees in the game. I don't think anything cooks that low. I think what we might end up doing is pushing this entire wall out further and putting in the modded oven here, where then we could place down a single pile on like 8 different blocks and have them cook at once. We can also do that for anything that is oven related. We could also do more fruit presses along with that. I'm gonna go put this pie away while we're waiting. And let's grab... Well, first let's put a pie in, because I just heard the fire went out. Let's go grab that sap and see if we can cook the sap down. Is there anything in this one? There is a little bit, look at that. So we're gonna grab all the sap in here. Now it said that I had to cook down the sap. And that makes the syrup. Don't know how to do that. Give me a second. That is still raw. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to look at... sap. Maple sap portion. 4 pieces cook into 1 maple syrup, so divide this by 4. It is almost 1 liter. Let's actually look at the math before we try. 3.78 divided by 4 is 0.94? 95? It looks like I have to do it by the milliliter, maybe? Not sure. Let's focus on this pie, though, because it's part baked. We're almost done with our pie, so doing with 1 oven isn't actually that long in a cook time, so that's pretty good. It does seem like it's going down quite quickly, though. Oh, we don't have a fire pit in here anymore. So we can't even do a regular cook. Okay. Let's Try and eat this. We need to grab grass. That's pretty much it, because we have the firewood already. I'm starting to get the popping noise in my earphones, so we should be getting close to raiding out. Okay, and we were... That's part big. We were putting the fire pit there. So let's do that again. That just became fully cooked. Start this. It shouldn't catch the wood on fire. And what I'm gonna do is do this. This doesn't seem like it's correct. If I put saucepan and then this. That seems correct. I'm waiting for this pie because it's almost done. Maybe it's not almost done. There it is. If I put that back in there, maybe it just needs to be hotter before it starts heating up. Or do I need to make an actual leader before it does anything? It does have to be actual leaders. Okay, you can't do a percentage of a leader. That makes sense to an extent. I'm gonna let it cook that last piece of firewood because this is making 3 liters of sap. Or no, it's making 1.5 liters of sap. Maple syrup, I mean. No, 3/4. I can't do math. Alright, we might be able to cook next 3 pieces of pie with what heat we have. I think we have to add more to it, but we might be able to get through it all. Alright, I am going to try and finish this piece. I think we can eat the whole thing. No, we can't. Look at that. Alright, let's put the 4 pies away that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should only have 3 pies left. We do. We have 2 in our hand, 1 up here cooking. And we're still getting our sap cooked. I think we have enough heat for us to do the next 2 pies. We're going to test it out at least. If we can get the last pie to at least be part baked, we should be able to get to fully baked in that amount of time. And this is almost done. So it looks like the food kept its heat as the fire was going down, but if you let the fire go out, then it stops. If I pick that up and grab the meat pie, then I place this back down and maybe use like a bowl or something to pick out the sap. We also want another barrel down here for that. Although this is empty. Alright, where is a bowl? So I don't think I can use the saucepan for this. You're still raw. Okay, picked up that. If I bring it down here, put it away. Nice. We're gonna pick that back up, put it back in the fire pit. Alright, we did get the part baked. We will bake this completely, I know that for sure. The next one that I'm worried about. I'm actually not sure this is going to be fully baked. There we go. Let's see if that gets baked. While we put pie there, pie there. Throw this back into this chest. We do have another mixing bowl. This creation distilled into a bowl powered by used for kneading and mixing. Okay, so it can be used in place of our powered one, but now that we have the powered one, we don't need that other one. This is getting up to temperature, but I don't know if it's going to become partially baked. This is a test of the temperature. Oh, it did become partly baked. Look at that. Will it get all the way? And this is spinning very fast. Okay, it got all the way. Look at that. I wasn't actually expecting that. Alright, so now we have a bunch of food. Still didn't get through this one piece. And I can't recombine it. Okay, this goes back here. I think what we're going to do now is, well, actually bring this back out. And what I want to do is actually spend some time making this area a little bit larger. Especially this room and the room above it. For the oven that I'm thinking of placing here, we need, I think, 2 blocks. Because it should be the heating portion here, or the portion that you put the food on, and then behind it is a block that provides the heat. And I think I do want the width that we have currently right now. So I'd want to bring this back 2 blocks. Which I can then do the same to everything else. I hate that there. That would bring us right against the cave entrance. Which we could honestly just get rid of. We could just close this in. There is a Machoke in chat. We've had that in chat before, but just in case you don't have it. There's another one. Oh, that's also going to change how this looks on the roof. It'll raise it up about 1 more block. I think that's something we work on after we're done all this stuff. We did finish cooking everything. We didn't finish the animals. So that's finished. Taking care of all these. Let's look into the next table for butchering, because that should give us a little bit more items each time we butcher an animal. If I read it correctly the first time. So I'll run down here. We could also move over the ladder when we expand our area here. Oh, that's the clean one. That's okay, be down there. We could actually move all the vegetables into one container, I think. Ah, not all in one, but close. So let's put parsnips down here. We got all of our remaining grain here. Rice is in here. Because we're saving that for rice balls when we can make that. Oh, and I ate all the bread, so now we don't have any bread for the balls. Okay. How's this doing? It's almost done. Another stack. So let's just go like that. Okay, that's getting close to being done. What did I want to look into? Well, we need to make more of the gears and stuff. Let's do that. We're gonna need... We definitely need more wood. We should probably do a little bit of tree chopping. But I also wanted to look at something else. The butchery table. So we have the primitive butchering table, which does a little bit less items each time you kill an animal on it. We have the table that we're currently using. And then we have the advanced butchering table, which requires iron tools. Okay. That's not too bad. We can do that. It should take all of those items, though. And the only one we don't have is the cleaver. So that would take 5 ingots. My math is right. And we don't have any prepared for us, so we're gonna have to create the ingots. 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna need to reheat them again. Let's see if 6 pieces is enough. We'll do some smithing before we leave. Okay, I need this. We need this. I think this is how I want this. No, and we need the charcoal. There we go. And actually, if I do this quick enough, we might not have to reheat the stuff. Because I could probably hammer this into an ingot, immediately put it back down, and use it for the cleaver. I'm not sure how it's going to do with trying to make plates. But we'll figure it out. And I don't think we need to make any other tools. I am curious why it looks a little bit more bright over here. Is it because there's no windows? No, there's 2 windows here. Why does it look brighter on that end? And then dark over here. I don't know. We're about to have it hot enough. I think it has to get to 740. No, it's 700. Okay. We'll let it get up to its max heat at 900. And then let's see if we can hammer this and keep its temperature long enough for us not to have to reheat it. We should... Actually, we might be able to make an iron plate without having to reheat the ingots. Especially if we place it on top of the next one. Because the next one will have more heat at the time. If I just keep that, that is at 860. And isn't heating, or isn't cooling down quickly in my pocket. We might be able to do this without having to reheat them. That's a little bit exciting for me. Unfortunately, our health hammers can only make ingots and plates, so we're gonna have to still hammer out various things. Didn't know that ahead of time. I thought the health hammer was just automated smithing of all things. Still helpful though. I'm just excited to have the health hammer so that we can start blooms and then just walk away and let it finish it all out. And if we can get it up to allowing 4 health hammers off of our power setup, that should be quicker than us hammering it. It will still fluctuate with the amount of wind power that we have, but if we have enough windmills, it shouldn't really matter. Alright, so if we put it back down, can we get through this before it cools down enough? It's about 100 degrees hotter than it needs to be. And you need to be started. We're gonna fall behind a little bit. That should be okay, because I don't think they cool down until you start hammering them. Could be wrong in that. The hot iron bloom in my pocket might be cooling down faster than I think it is. We can probably eat the last of the pie that's in my pocket. Put that back on. Eat this. I didn't get it. Get rid of it. I'm just hoping that I don't have to go get another iron bloom. Because we do have 2 iron blooms that did not have the amount of voxels that we needed for it to be an ingot. There's 2 of them that are missing 1 voxel. So hopefully the health hammers later on can fix those 2. Well, didn't mean to put in both coals. We're wasting a piece of coal in there now. But on the other hand, that is going to be hotter. Alright, we're almost done. There's that ingot. Start the next one. Hope that neither of them gets too cold to make a plate. And I think by the time we're done this and we do a little bit of the power setup underneath the smithing area, that might be the end of the stream for today. We should be able to get close to getting the smithing area open, but I think we'll have to spend another week trying to gather the amount of fat needed for that. Because I don't think any of our pigs have become pregnant yet. We probably should check on them, though. Alright. Then we should be able to do both of these. And I do have to remind myself we have to make a cleaver with that last iron bloom that's getting superheated. Okay, grab this. We need to hammer it first. For a second I looked down, I'm like, why am I not able to pick what I want to make out of it? Because it's not ingot yet. Okay, now we place it down and we find Cleaver right here. Alright, let's go cool down everything. And I need to see if we have another iron hammer, because I think we need to make a hammer. Because we're going to be using our hammer to make our power stuff. Definitely don't have a hammer there. Do I have a hammer somewhere over here? That is another knife. No, I don't have a spare hammer. Let's make another hammer before I run out. I probably should be using the black coal. No, black coal is for making iron blooms. Let's save that. But we will do one more iron bloom. While we wait for that, we can go into butchering table and make that advanced table. Should have everything. Where's our knife? I put it back. No, I didn't mean to click on resin. Well, that's not how you're supposed to. There we go. Now, when I click this, it should autofill. Does it take the tools? It does take the tools. So we just lost our shears. And... right on the ground. We lost our shears, and we also lost our almost broken knife. So we're gonna have to make some more tools. So let's grab, since we're making a hammer, we need just one more for shears. And I'm gonna need this again. And this is 0.17. I should be able to finish that finally. There we go. Alright, now we're just waiting for this patiently. Or now we're just patiently waiting for this to get up to temperature. So now this should give us an extra 20% of drops when we butcher an animal on it. So before we were getting our full amount, which is why I skipped over the primitive one. But now we should be getting an extra 20% than what we used to get. So grab that off, put this down, fire the next one. This down, hammer that out. Then I have no idea what we're going to use or do with the other table. I think we'll just let it despawn. We don't need it again. It's not like you need a smaller table for the small animals and a larger one for the large animals. Okay, since we do have a lot of durability with our hammer, we're going to make the first one into shears, not shield. We can make shields, though. I was thinking about doing it previously, but I also don't know how they work in this game. So this is definitely going to be shears once I figure out where they are. There they are. And then hammer this into a hammer. Hopefully, I don't need to go grab another bloom. Because I really don't want to wait for another bloom to heat up just for me to hammer out a hammer. Oh, we have enough voxels, never mind. Alright, and then iron hammer head. Let's go cool these down. I still think that we should be able to like throw it in snow and have it get cooled down by the snow. Like it would immediately melt the snow and not really cool down the items enough. But it'd be cool if we could like throw it on a snow block on a glacier and just have it melt through it or something. Okay, so we want to put this in our offhand. This goes here, this goes up here with a stick. I have a second hammer. That's going to go over here, because we need to pick this up. Because I did notice that we need a knife when we kill things. This is going to come down here. That goes up there, and let's go drop off the table. Hopefully it's not any bigger than the other table, because I don't really want to make the room bigger. How's this doing? We're pretty close. We can actually put in the rest of the stuff and take this out and not have to worry about the rest of the stuff being done. Did that just say 112% remaining resistance at one point? Okay, so hopefully this is a 3 block wide Oh, it is. Look at that. Okay. Can I put this in a chest? No, it's kind of stuck being an item. Okay, well, let's just go out here and do that. The drifters can have that one. Alright. Put this back on. And we're going to go into the basement over here and see what we need to make. So this should have nothing in it. It does not have anything in it. We are slowing down, so let's switch power to our slower version. And then we probably also want a clutch over here. Yeah, I just thought of that. We want a transmission and a clutch for both of these pipes. Not pipes, but you guys would get what I mean. And the more I think about it, the more I think we don't really need this here. Because it looks like everything that's mechanized is either going to be in the smithy or in the food processing area. And if we need more, we can just change it over there. Yeah, we're going to take this part. We're switching up how we're doing this. First, I want... gears. What do I not have? I need sticks, really. Let's go grab the sticks out of the chest over here. Alright. Let's actually open our inventory first. Angled gears. 1, 2. Why can't I make 2? Oh, because the wood changes afterwards. Okay, back we want transmission. And we want clutch. And we want more angled gears. Let's see, we have 3 more pieces of fat. Let's just do all of this. Oh, we can only make 1 more. Okay. That's at least a start for how we're going to be changing this. So we're going to move this big gear. I probably should have made more than 1 clutch. It's okay, we're going to figure it out in a moment. Okay, because what we're going to be doing here and here is transmission. Not like that, though. That's not even going to work. Transmission, gear, gear, clutch. So now that's going to turn on the blacksmithing. And then we're going to put 1 right here, which is going to turn on everything over there. And then we have the choice to change what we're using. This is still going, but I don't know how close it is. It's not anywhere near close. So we're not going to just take off... What is going on here? We're not going to just take off this axle and then put in a clutch there. Or we could use the clutch that we're going to use over here. Because I can very easily go like this and have the gear on that axle instead. And then we get one more extra axle. Oh, I broke this thinking that it was an open space. It's not an open space. That goes there. Alright, so what I am going to do, since we're not even ready to do any of that, I'm going to break all this apart again. Hopefully the gear on the right side of this transmission stays on the axle. It does. I will then place it over here. This I'm going to take apart. And then transmission, gear, clutch, turn that back on. Maybe I do want to take all that off so I can jump into here. Okay, one more axle goes there, large gear goes here. Now you guys can see the image. And I think the next thing I want to do is dig out an extra block around this whole entire thing. Just so I can get around better. Once we get in here with the axles and we're ready to start going upwards with our power, we will figure out the height that we want this room to be. It's probably going to be 3 high. So I could, right now, raise it up 1 level, since most of it's dirt anyway. And then we have this here. Alright, yeah, let's take out 1 layer of dirt here. We might as well make it all 3 high. So I was avoiding doing it in the other spot, but I think we will actually just end up bringing everything out to being 3 high. And is this all medium fertility? It is. That is a lot of medium fertility soil. Usually, it's only 1 or 2 blocks deep. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this switches into low fertility, but it looks like it's going to stone instead. Let's mine all this out. I can't get up there anymore. Is there something there? There is a little piece of dirt. But these should be the last 2 pieces, or 3 pieces. See, right here, there's 1 layer of medium fertility, and then it's surrounded by low fertility. So I think this is the edge of the hill that's above us. And we need torches over here. Alright. There is a pseudo-wheel in chat. I also have just realized that I did not change the number for YouTube. We are at episode 69. Jokes aside. I did update the safety meeting one, though, so there's only 3 safety meetings left. Alright, how is this getting along? Very slowly, but still working. Alright, we are going to grab some more wood. Because I think I have the ability to make the rest of the clutches and stuff that I need. Just trying to check our tools. We should be fine. Let's also put this away in there. So if I chop up 2 gears that we have placed in over here, which we only have 2 gears, okay.
Hmm.
No, I don't want that. What do we need for a clutch? We need 2 pieces of fat. And for the transmission, we need a piece of fat for that. But we also need a piece of fat for the gears. So I think what I'm going to do is... do this, but for some reason it's not doing it. What am I not having? Hammer, chisel, saw. Oh, I'm looking at the transmission. I need to make the gears first. This is what I meant to do. Okay. Gear, and I guess this will go there for now. And we just have to take that apart later. Alright, we're getting closer to having a blacksmith up and running over here. We do still have to move stuff over. Hopefully we get out of this winter. I was told recently by Brickus and his chat earlier today that winter usually lasts until April. It is the snow season, I should say, not just winter, but the snow season is pretty much literally 6 months long. So we might not see grass for quite a while, and I think I'm going to place this up there now. Okay, I think what we're going to do is close up shop here. Let's put the resin in here, put this in here, this in here. Sticks can go away. So we have our 2 things here. We have our food, which we're going to slowly eat. And I think that's pretty much all we're going to be doing. So when we come back, hopefully, since we have 3 days until our next stream, I'll have this up a block. I might have new tools in my offhand because that might take a bunch of stuff. We're probably going to have this leather done. Yeah, because there's only 1 day left for that leather, so I'll have this filled with more strong tannin by the time you guys come back. And I might even make all the barrels for the quicklime and have quicklime ready. So we could just go 1, 2, 3 and get it all done very quickly. If I don't, we'll do it together. I'm not going to expand this room without you guys, because I feel like that would be something that we need to do together. But we've all seen how to make a barrel, we've all seen how to make quicklime, we've all seen how to do leather and stuff, so we know how to do that. And you guys don't have to sit here and watch me, you know, piece by piece tear this down and bring it up one entire block. So I'm not going to make you guys watch that. We are in ads, unfortunately, so let's do some stuff together while we wait for everyone to come back from the ads. I think we'll do the barrels together. And if I'm correct, I need both sticks and planks. Don't know if I need more sticks. I probably do. But if we go in here, quicklime actually needs the quern working. That's going very slowly. It's gonna require our chalk. I'm thinking, Chad, I'm thinking. Don't know how I want to do this, because I also want to get the salt all taken apart. We can fill in a vessel of just salt, or we can make a chest out here. Alright. So we're going to make 4 barrels. One, two, three, 4. Place them all down. This is all going to be quicklime, which is water and... Well, I meant to say lime water. Quicklime. Lime water is quicklime in water. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Okay, that's all the water. I have a headphone that just died. And since this isn't done doing its thing, we're gonna come back down here and put it back on normal speed. So hopefully that gets done a little bit quicker. And since the headphone died, might as well put it away. I'm also debating on moving this setup a little bit. I think I want to move this axle over. We had it in the middle so that it lines up with this gear and that gear, but I think I want to move it. And we didn't get this to break yet, so that literally has one more hit. So we should grab some more torches and light this area up. It won't take too much time for us to do it. Whoa! Thought I was gonna get hurt. Alright, let's come over here. We're gonna put the sticks away, because we should have a bunch of torches in here, which we do. Let's grab 10. Probably don't need 10, but we're gonna try it. And I need blocks of wood. Should only need 2. That makes 10 torch holders from a mod. This goes in there. I am then going to need this down here. We need to light all of these. And we're back from the ads. I don't know when that happened. But once we light up the power area that we're doing underneath the blacksmith, we will raid out. Alright, that should be all of them. Put that back on there. Oh, hello. You can be the one that I killed with that last. Alright, did that also... Okay, so each time you hit something, that's 1 durability for all the attacking things. All the weapons, that's what I meant to say, not attacking things. And we need to come down here and brighten up the area. I'm thinking we take out our lantern, we put it away. We take all of the lights out of here and start lighting up from one end to another. Because that should be more efficient with lights. Now there is a mod that we can download that highlights light levels. So you can see what is actually lit up and what's not being lit up. I was debating on getting that just so we could see something like this area. What is actually being spawn-proofed and such. Okay, so if we start over here, we're going to put one right here. one mirroring it on this side. And then I want to say one at both ends of the hallway. Just in case, you know, something over around the corner wasn't lit up before. One there. Put one here. And here. We'll do the same hallway thing here and here. And then I want one down here to keep spawns from being down here. So I just heard a boat's horn. Okay, so over here is going to be a little bit different. We do have 7 torches though, so we could do quite a bit. We could do something like that. Let's actually do it on these. Now we have an extra 3 torches that we had prepared. Where before we could have maybe used all of them because we didn't have things efficient in a way with lighting. There's probably spots in here that things can spawn. I'm not guaranteeing that it's all taken care of. Like they can probably go in this corner somehow. So I think what we'll do is we'll just replace all of these torches outside, and I think the place that I'm going to start with is right outside here. Now, the headphone did just die on me. So I know you guys can't hear anything. Let's put this back to microphone. There's probably a little bit of feedback coming in through the mic now. And what we're going to do is, since there was a portal up here, we're going to light this hill up a little bit. We can go right here. That should go down enough, because I'm not trying to light up this birch area, which, by the way, we could chop these down. I also think that I can eat this entire piece, but just in case I can't, we'll put in a food slot by itself. Okay, 2 more squares. Hello! You're the boat's horn that we heard earlier. That was almost killed in 2 shots, so I'm pretty sure if we get steel going, a steel blade or steel forks would kill it in 2 shots. Probably the same with the drifters. I think they're at the same damage tier or health bar. But anyway, we'll figure that out in a different time. What should we say is the thing that we did the most today? We did the power. Well, we didn't really. We mined out the area for the power. But we also did a bunch of pies. So let's do this as our screenshot. I think we spent the most time doing that, and the screenshot did that weird thing again where it doesn't show me what you guys can see right now. Try that one more time. There we go. Now I got the pies as the picture. Don't know what's going on with that, but anyway. Okay, and you know what? Just so that I remember what I was going to do, we're going to stare at this, we're going to save the game, and we're going to go into a rayout scene.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.